Welcome to All Things Social Security. Enjoy your video.
Dimple says, I heard it mentioned about the SSA working through cases more quickly. Yeah, they just put out some sort of report. I was going to do a quick share on it. I don't know that it's that much different than the one from July. I guess maybe it is. As an average, and I will say, I don't know if I've mentioned this. I feel like I just talked about this, but maybe it was with a different group or maybe on a video. But one of my colleagues in a email listing thing we have was aggrieved at the poor speed in which this rural area she works in is handling in-person appointments for people. They can't get through on the phone. They need appointments. They got to go over a mountain ridge to get to the office. It's like a nightmare. And that therefore the discussion of speed increases must be false. And I chimed in that I don't think it's false because we have seen it. However, when you're coming from negative 500 and now you're up 25%, you're still, well, let's say you're up 20%, you're still negative 400. So like the improvement doesn't mean it's all good and dandy. And that's an average too. So when you have a 25% improvement, some places it's zero improvement, some it's 99% improvement, and somewhere the average in the country is 25%. So is it great that there's finally improvement? Yes, it's been years and years. Is it a utopian world? Far from it. So my only hope is that we continue the improvement. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that more technology available services are there. So the people that would be calling and waiting on the phone or clogging up the phone or seeking an in-person no longer have to do that because they're getting their problem solved just through technology and online and all that kind of business. So that leaves the in-person stuff more available to those that can't do online. Like I would imagine that some very indigent people might not be able to do it, or some people that are not just cognitively able, like maybe an elderly person who has never learned about the online system and how to get around online. It definitely gets harder. I think as you get older, if you were not born and raised with it, my particular age group, we weren't born and raised with it, but we got it in early adulthood. So we've kind of gravitated, not as good as the people, our youngers who were born and raised with it, but it's thankfully better than, say, the 80-year-olds. And that's why it's always impressive to me when I see a 75, 80-year-old person whizzing through and doing everything that makes their case with us all the faster, you know? But anywho, so I just put in my 2 cents about, listen, it's really easy to look at one person's, your own, and not see the rest of the, when we're in our own bubble, we only see what we see. If we're not researching and learning about what's going on everywhere else, our own perspective is going to be very narrow. And I think that's what this particular person might have had a bit of a narrow view because it's all she sees, I think it was a she, in this one, particular view she has. And I don't know, maybe not a numbers person, but when you're doing something with percentages and averages, you have to know that there's going to be the higher and the lower. So there's like stellar results, and then there's lower results, and the average is somehow 25, right? And we're coming from a severely guttered position in terms of speed with the SSA. So the improvement doesn't mean we're out of the gutter yet. It just means that we're climbing, Mike Page says, thank you very much for having us today. On top of everything else, I would follow up on a request they made to get their file sent. They made to get their file sent to them. Okay, Mike, I'm not sure I get that. But maybe you'll be saying it down below. Dimple says, is there a way to find out how many disability cases are in my state? I think there is. I think there is by state. I don't really look at it because it doesn't change my job. So I don't know where it is, but I think I just get the sense that there is, because they do put out some tables. It's got to do a little digging, and it would be at the SSA.gov site, I think, embedded in there someplace. Bug says his or her ALJ has a 76% win rate, award rate. That's quite high. Good for you. People says, I saw a video you just posted on the members only side. Made me wonder what Ohio looks like. Oh, you could probably chat that and find out. By the way, guys, when she says members only side, that's just that they get it first. Because we don't like to do more than a video a day. If I had 3 come out in a particular day, it's just because a lot was going on, stuff to share. They can only come out one at a time. So for members, that's not subscribers, that's members. They get access to those right away because they're not open to the public. They're not bogging down people's subscription fee, which is what I try to avoid. So when she says members only, that's what it means. It doesn't mean that the members, no one else can be allowed to see that and it's withheld from you. It's not. It's going to come out on a schedule so that you're not bombarded by my raspy voice and my scary mug at times and my crazy eye. Dimple says, I was thinking that AI might be doing a bit more with initial reviews. Well, there's been AI in everything for a long time. For instance, you have a medical impairment that could be a compassionate allowance, except maybe you worded it wrong. And you didn't put down the diagnosis that is included in the compassionate allowance list word for word, but your other descriptors indicate it might be. I wouldn't be surprised if AI will alert them to, please look at this. This could be a compassionate allowance. So I think it's going to be in the favorable, more so than the unfavorable. Although it could, in theory, and this is not new. This is not new. Information has been around in the SSA and everywhere else for years and years. It's just that it might be a little bit more useful now. And yes, of course, if we're going to talk about the dangers, we've got those too. People marrying their AI friend. It's a little weird. Hey, Patriots is in the house. 1776. Is it normal for a pediatrician to look over your medical and make a decision on your disability? They don't make the disability decision. I think you might be talking about either a CE or a medical expert internally, or a medical expert at your ALJ hearing. And it's not unusual for a person that's in a different specialty. It's just because they don't have enough that are willing to do it because it doesn't pay that well, is my guess. But, all it requires is an MD. It doesn't matter what specialty it is. It could be a family doctor.